Hello and welcome to Beyond the Bio. Before I get stuck into this week's episode, I am here with a plea. I would absolutely love it if you are a regular listener of the show, if you could like, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It would be super awesome if you could do that on whichever podcast platform you are listening to the show on. It makes a huge difference. You'll have heard other podcast hosts say similar, but it really does in terms of the visibility of the podcast. So I would be super grateful if you would take a moment after this week's episode to just rate and like, subscribe, review, all the things would be awesome. Thank you in advance. On the show this week, I'm joined by Emma Chandler, who is an award-winning leadership coach, inspirational speaker, and author. In 2018, Emma founded her business, HR and leadership consultancy, Choose to Grow. Choose to Grow are resilience experts providing executive coaching services and learning and development interventions to organizations. They operate across different industries from pharmaceuticals and aerospace to housing and not-for-profit, and they've worked with mega industry giants such as Toyota and Legal and General. In 2022, Choose to Grow were named HR Consultancy of the Year at the Wales HR Awards. Emma has created the Pivot Leadership Programme, which is a unique leadership model giving organisations a proven framework for leading change so that they can pivot as required and instill resilience in their teams. Alongside winning that awesome award at the Wales HR Awards, in 2023, Emma was included in the prestigious NatWest 100 Female Entrepreneurs to Watch list. She was also named Best Coach at the 2022 Best Businesswomen Awards. So there's a bit of a theme here around awards, and that is exactly what I want to be talking to Emma about this week, because Emma has had experience of winning awards. In fact, she won 3 within 3 months. And this is coming from having a business that was pretty established, but had never considered awards as a strategy. So I want to speak to Emma all about what made her decide to enter awards and what the benefits have been to her and her business since winning. So, hello, welcome Emma Chandler to Beyond the Bio. It's super cool to have you here in the studio to talk to us today about your experience with awards. Let's go back in time a bit. Where did you start out with doing awards? When did you begin your awards journey?
Wow, well, at the beginning, I was totally frazzled about the awards experience. Didn't know where to start, didn't know what I should be going for in terms of my industry sector, my experience, because awards had not been anything that I'd explored before. So I was actually a little bit nervous about that. Then I kind of took some advice and support from yourselves and your team, who were great at helping me really focus on the strengths of my company, what we were really good at as a team, what I could deliver through my own professional journey and what I've delivered so far and how we capture that and the impact of that. That was really helpful in terms of getting my frame of reference around what I wanted the awards journey to look like. And then we set about kind of really looking for the right awards to showcase all of that great stuff that we were doing and the impact that we were having in our industry.
And what made you think, oh, I should do something with awards? Like, where did that come from?
It was really, for me, about upping my profile in terms of showing my industry and sector what we've been doing, because we were doing lots of great work. I'd already been in business for a number of years and the business was really strong and doing really well and having a great impact. And then when COVID hit, that kind of made me really think about, actually, how do I become more externally focused, because I wasn't out and about so much, didn't have the profile actually externally once we were all working remotely, and really needed to kind of work on that to make sure that we were still successful in business. So that was kind of what kind of sparked that. And then we went on a journey then about actually thinking about, okay, where that I want to celebrate the success and how do I do that?
So you entered, I don't know, what, 2-3 awards within a year?
Yeah, so 3 awards and 3 awards in 3 months.
Amazing. That is very cool. So there was a mix, wasn't there, of sort of national and local awards within what you did?
So I started in sort of my community where I work. So in Wales, there was a Wales HR Awards that I really fancied. You know, I really wanted it. And so I set about really making that the first place for me to kind of showcase the company and what we were doing, because we were working with a lot of Welsh organisations at that time. And, you know, it was just a great place to start. So went down that road, won, which was amazing, in a really kind of it was a real like stiff competition. It was in that area, the best of the best were there and we won, which was amazing. And that was a team effort. So it was about us as a consultancy and how we had supported organisations and the work that we'd done and the impact that all of my team had done. So it was a really big team event. And actually that was really, really cool because my team got to really see the value in what they did. And I really felt like I was helping bring that, and it's really helped with their confidence. And we've come on in terms of our own performance so much more from doing the awards actually, and kind of really working on where else are we going to have impact, how are we going to build on that. So that was where we started. I remember being sat on the table with my team and my client was sat next to me and she turned to me and she said, you don't need this award to know you're good, right? Because she was really trying to manage the expectation of how I was going to feel if I didn't win. And I looked at her and I said, I know. And I thought, I want to win it. I'm not going to lie, I want to win it. And then they called out my name and the company, and the table was just in shock, but amazing and elated for us all. It was just such a wow moment because when you're a business owner, you are quite isolated. You're constantly trying to innovate. You're constantly trying to get ahead of everyone else in your category or in your working group, that your competitors. So it can be quite lonely. And unless you get that validation externally, and, HR awards in particular are very robust. You're judged really, it's very judged very stringently. You've got to have your ducks in a row and your evidence there to show the impact that you've had. So to get that validation, well, it was just massive. And it was actually probably the best moment in my career so far.
That's amazing. So you won that one. That was a biggie locally and for the business. What about the other ones that you did?
So then I was sort of stretched by the Moja team actually to say, Emma, we need to look at your credentials, what you do in your profession. So we went nationals to the female.
Was that the Best Businesswoman Award?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Best Business Award. And I won the coach category, which is national, pretty big in London.
I bet that had a big shortlist as well, because that's a popular category, isn't it?
When I spoke to the coaches that were in my category afterwards, I was overwhelmed with the standards and what they all did. And we were all a bit different and all very supportive. They all come and sat on the table with me afterwards, and we were all talking about collaboration opportunities after that. And there were some of them that I really wanted to invite into my team to come and work with me. And I really felt that this really, really strong category.
Wow, that's been an unexpected benefit then, to actually collaborate with the ones that lost. Yeah. That's mad.
I know, it was mad, but it actually, what an asset, right? So, I didn't know those people got there. We were all, judged in that category, overwhelmingly strong category, and then you get the potential to work with those people. It's just, again, another huge elevation for your business, isn't it?
I think it's really interesting thinking about awards as a strategy and thinking beyond the whole just going and getting a bit pissed with your team and picking the award up, which, don't get me wrong, that's amazing to do.
Yeah, that's fun as well. I like that bit.
It's so fun. Got to do that bit and take the wins for sure. But as well, it's actually thinking more widely than that. So you've gone to an event and you've actually, looked into exploring collaborating with the other people in the shortlist. That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And what was cool was they were proactive and came over to me and they wanted to know more about me and how they could work with me too. So it wasn't just me thinking about it one way, it was the other way too. So that energy was amazing.
Brilliant. And what about the third one?
So then the third one was where I was listed in the top 100 female entrepreneurs to watch with NatWest and The Telegraph. And I remember when we put in for that, again, really wanted it. I'm secretly competitive and ambitious, but I tried to stay very modest on the outside and real. But inside I was like, I really want to make that list. And I wanted to do it because I knew that in that list, there was a lot of sort of entrepreneurs around product, producing a product, and every entrepreneur wants to have some kind of legacy with a product. And in my industry, that's actually not that easy. There's lots of conceptual leadership programs out there. There's lots of philosophy. And I'd come up with a product in my industry, which is the Pivot Leadership Program. And I really wanted some recognition for my own work in that. And that's what we submitted for that list, and I got in. So
what has happened as a result of winning 3 awards within 3 months?
Well, I think it absolutely supercharged my profile and gave me a lot more to talk about. I've become a heavyweight in my industry, in the region that I work in. I feel like, I had radio interviews that came off the back of that. I was asked to go and do keynotes at learning events with HR experts in the room. And it's obviously added a lot of credentials to the content that I deliver in my training. So the added extra value that it's added to my products and services has been massive. And it's also given me a bit of a roadmap for what's next as well. Because when you start on this journey, you think, oh, actually, I am a bit interested and my company is interested and is, delivering great things. So it's actually what's next? How do I keep adding value in my industry? Where do I go next with this? What do I showcase next? So it's definitely kept up a lot of momentum for me in terms of my business plan and development and actually keeping me on top of the game in my industry and adding value to my industry, because I'm always looking to improve what we do in leadership development and how we can do that.
It's interesting around sort of that value and that reflection piece. A lot of people say to me that the process of entering awards gets them to really reflect on where they're at with their business, and it reminds them of how far they've come, and it's kind of looking at the business from a different perspective.
Yeah, it's hugely influential as well with my clients. And it's not just always about new clients, is it? It's about qualifying what you've done with your existing clients and using that framework in the awards framework to showcase that. So what I've noticed is my relationships with my clients are a lot stronger when we go for collaboration awards together, because we're collecting the evidence, they're hearing their own testimonials about how their people feel in their organizations, and then they're seeing the value, which we don't always see, until you do that reflection and the evidence-based piece. So it's definitely strengthened those relationships for me.
Brilliant. And you said something really interesting to me the other day about the fact that you'd done the awards and then, you were kind of head down within the business after that, but you feel that you've actually won further work off the back of the awards. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I win a lot of work through referral and people talking about what I do in the organisations that I work. So when I had quite a quiet year last year on the marketing front off the back of the awards, and what I found was work was still coming in, new leads were still coming in based on the fact that I'd won the awards, and I wasn't actually doing any sort of proactive marketing because I was on the product design side of things. So it's actually helped keep the business going in terms of revenue, new interest, because of the awards and because they're there. And I know it's definitely because of that people have continued to come to me. So that attraction marketing piece has definitely happened.
And have you used it's a bit of a leading question, have you used the awards badges everywhere? Like, where do you put them?
Yeah, so to start with, I was sort of putting them all over my social media, just to celebrate the success. And then I started to put them on my marketing content. So any brochures that we were delivering, I was obviously putting them on there so people could see that we'd done that. I also use them in any pitch presentation that I use because they are part of my awards cabinet, if you like. So we need to be showing new potential clients that we're going to be working with how we've been qualified for what we've done. So I use them there and I talk about the experience of that. And I also talk about, even prospective clients, what that could mean just because they're commissioning training with us. Actually, what's the bigger picture here? Like, how do you want to up your profile of your organisation? Is awards something that you might want in your strategy, and how I can collaborate with them on that? And they really enjoy that as a development process. So that's been really good. So I use them in the pitches there. Anywhere really I can put them.
Well, why not? You've got to make the most of it. So is awards something that you're focused on for this year as well?
Yes, awards are, I think, probably my favourite piece now. And now I've got a great company who support me and able to tell my story really well and help me with that, because I wouldn't say that's my natural strength. I've got some key awards that I would really like to achieve for me and my client. So I've got one in Wales I'm going for now, which I'm really excited about. And then I would really like to do some industry-specific ones with my clients so we can show that we're bringing leadership into different industries and how the pivot program works in different industries. It's not industry specific, but then how we can showcase that for my clients about the great leadership and progressive leadership that they're doing in their organizations. So I'm looking forward to that too.
I think there's something really nice about entering awards with clients because, once hopefully you get shortlisted, you can then take them along to the ceremony and it's a celebration of them as well. And I think there's something really powerful about developing your relationship and nurturing that with them, and then they become award winning too. So what a bonus, a value add for the client as well. Yeah,
it's like a vehicle for that relationship really, and a vehicle for them to share what they're doing. It's just a lovely experience.
So you said that doing awards had sort of given you some inspiration to do other things and that you're, thinking about what's next. What is next for you?
Got quite a lot going on. So really for me, it would be about talking more about the evidence-based stuff that we've collated in awards submissions in more publication type of avenues for PR and things like that. I'm in the process of building my book, Pivot Leaderships. I'm hoping that, I know that a lot of the evidence-based stuff, data that we've collected for the awards will be going into that to validate the work within the book. We're going to be looking at more publications in my industry specific we can talk about award wins as part of that journey, because every award win that we've had, I've developed and innovated more and progressed the products more and the services that we deliver. So it's been a really good continuous improvement activity for us as well. It'll be talking about that journey, and how I'm trying to build on that all the time. So I want that to come out through some sort of industry mags and things like that. I'd love to be a judge on an award. I think that would be really great. I'd like to be part of that for my own development, my professional development, be part of that process. I think I've got a lot to add now and contribute, given that I've been 3 times award winner, hoping to go for 4 soon, and how I can judge entries and how I understand how that will work. So I'd really like to add some value there. And maybe help other businesses who want to, think about awards, just coaching them around the mindset of that and overcoming the imposter syndrome that we often sometimes feel, and why we don't go for awards.
That all sounds like a fab strategy that I would completely encourage you to do all of those things. Of course I would. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, connect with you, where's the best place for them to find you?
Well, LinkedIn for me, my kind of space, that's where I spend most of my time. And on there, on my profile, you can see everything about the award wins. You can see part of the programs that I deliver. You can access my scorecard to help you. So there's lots of resources on LinkedIn for you. And that's Emma Chandler at LinkedIn.
Awesome. And we'll make sure there is a link to Emma's profile in the show notes. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Emma.
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you're serious about growing your profile, take our free profile assessment quiz to see where you're at right now and get hints and tips on how to improve your score. You'll find the link to the quiz in the show notes. If you've enjoyed the episode, it would be mint if you'd subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next Monday.